Hello, everyone. To people who have joined me to this live about the Persian carpet from all around the world. Usually, in this time that I'm having the live, most people should have joined from the United States or Canada or Australia, but we get people from other parts of the world, like Japan, Malaysia, and even Europe as well. Germany. One of the people messaged me in the chat box that he's from Germany. As I mentioned, my name is Bahman. I am originally Iranian and I live in Melbourne, Australia. I've been a tour guide for Iran for more than 20 years, and I've been an international tour guide in the same time and been doing lots of research and study about Persian culture, history, and nature, and extend that to the rest of the world. I'm also have some experience in designing the tours and doing experience design. These Persian Carpet Lives is a part of our monthly lives, which is about different things. Apart from these lives, we do some ticketed virtual tours about Iran and other parts of the world as well. Uh, we start our live about Persian carpet with an introductory video where you get a quick look at the different procedure of creating a carpet, and with a really interesting Iranian style music. After that, I will start talking through the different stages of creating a carpet. So to present and to explain how a carpet is getting created, I'm using one of the videos of the United Nations because they concisely explain the details to a certain degree, and in between the tracks, I will explain more about different aspects of Persian carpet, what gonna happen if you have a like Persian carpet with different knots or all different aspects. So stay tuned and let's enjoy our live about Persian carpet. Okay, we'll start this live after that introductory video from Qazvin. I need to add that most of the content here is related to Kashan, which is one of the best places to get Persian carpet here, but Persian carpet is widely created and produced in different parts of the country. And every area has their own designs and styles and local dyes. What is interesting about Kashan and also about Tabriz is the creativity and flexibility to use the other designs from the other parts of the country, also being innovative. So let's get back to Qazvin and let's have a look to Hosseini Aminiha, which is one of the old buildings in Qazvin. So what you can see is how the carpets here in this old beautiful building creating a great vibe. So if you have been in Iran, you probably know that Iran has a beautiful spring for a couple of months. Everywhere is green, but after that, everywhere will dry out. So one of the main designs of the Persian carpets are a design of a garden or a design of a place full of flowers, symbolizing the spring in Persia or in Iran. So by bringing the carpets and by having the carpets with the design of a garden or a place full of flowers, Iranians want to have a spring all year round inside their house. So you surely know that flooring can create a great vibe in the house. You can make the carpet or the flooring in the center of attention, or you can make it helping the other decoration to come to the eyes. It's a whole lots of different usage for flooring. And creating a spring kind of tone is one of the styles of having a carpet in the place. Qazvin, it's time to go to Kashan. Kashan is an old city between Tehran and Isfahan, and it's a lot to offer for the visitors. We are in the carpet market. We are in Timche Aminot Dole, which is a part of the old bazaar of Kashan, and it is the place for selling Kashan carpet. So every single of these little shops here are a multi-million-dollar business. Kashan is great, as I mentioned, in terms of its design and flexibility and innovation in how to create and design the carpets. That is something that I will explain later on the tour. I just want you to have a look at the great decoration of this place. Lots of amazing symbols has been used, and the symbols reminding us lots of the symbols in a Persian carpet themselves. So let's start the main part of the live, and I will share a video with you, and that video is about the designing and also dyeing the Persian carpet. Okay, my apologies. Before going to that design and dyeing section, I need to take you to Kashan market, give you a quick review of what is the situation of the carpet in Kashan and how the designs are. And after that, we will continue this tour with explanation about the design and dyeing procedure. Let's go to that video about Kashan market, and we'll get back to you after the end of the video.
City of Kashan, located in the central region of Iran, borders desert and is one of the ancient cities with thousands of years of history. The name of Kashan has been associated with Iranian carpet, as if the entire ancient cultural heritage of this city is reflected in its art of carpet weaving. The appealing designs of Kashan carpets are usually not too crowded and not overly dispersed, and the attractive harmony of colors has been delicately observed in them. All these combinations make up a harmonious and balanced composition which represents Kashan carpets as one of the classical indicators of Iranian carpet art.
Hope you have enjoyed this video about Kashan. Before taking you through the design process, talking of the design, I need to introduce one of the most amazing designs that we have in the world. So this carpet is Sheikh Safi carpet, and it is more than 500 years old. There is no estimated price on this carpet, so no one can put a price. Firstly, because it is a really old carpet. Secondly, it's because of the details and quality of the carpet. So this carpet is in Victoria and Albert Museum in London, which, as you know, it's a design museum. So there are lots of design masterpieces in this museum. And the goal of the start of this museum was to provide some inspirations for the designers who visiting this design museum. Just talking you through this amazing carpet, you can see the background is pretty dark, and after that there are lots of interesting details about the flowers. Like the weaving technique was really amazing. Also, in the form of the design, there are some really interesting idea how these guys created this carpet. So you can see that the background is pretty dark, and that is because they wanted to give some depth to this carpet. As you know, it's a garden, it's a collection of the place with a collection of the flowers in a place. So the designers wanted to give you the sense of being in a real garden. Apart from having a dark background, they use the branches of the trees with a slightly different colors, and also these slightly different branches with branches with a slightly different colors has been woven with the strings with different thickness. So as a result, you get the feeling that the branches are in different distances from you. And that's a really great technique to give you the sense of the depths, to give you a feeling that you are really watching a garden full of the flowers. You can see how detailed is the design of this carpet. Don't forget that this carpet is from 500 years ago and still in a really good quality. That's one of the main thing about Persian carpets, using really good quality wool, and the weaving techniques, also the natural dyes, provided such a good quality for Persian carpet that they simply don't get old. So an old Persian carpet, let's say a 20 or 30 years old Persian carpet, actually has a much higher value than a new Persian carpet. Another interesting thing in this carpet is these lights on both sides of the carpet. So you can see that the whole design is very symmetrical apart from these lights. And actually we think the reason these lights has two different sizes is to give perspective. Again, the designers wanted the people, like the people who are watching the carpet, to have a sense of they are in the garden. So let's say if you stand in the left hand side of the carpet, the place that there is a smaller light, you will see those two lights in equal size. But if you stand in the right side, you actually will see the other lights much smaller than the bigger, which is closer to you. And that again gives you perspective, gives you a sense of being in a big garden full of different flowers. After introducing this oldest carpet that we had from Iran, that is still in use, I will share the next video, which is about the design of the Persian carpet.
Several families are involved in carpet industry in Kashan, who have developed their skills through generations. The design which is described by this master belongs to his grandfather and is 100 years old. The artist paints the flowers and plants which are so rare in desert areas on his carpet, so that this evergreen garden compensates for the outside dry climate. In this respect, combination of artistic originality with philosophy, mysticism, history and cultural heritage have shaped the designs inspired by nature, while none is an exact imitation of the nature and is unique in its form. In an old caravanserai, besides Kashan Bazar, is located the design workshop of a member of the same family. The skills of design and painting of carpets have been transferred through many generations in the family. He precisely drawn the designs on crust paper so that they are used as a pattern by the weaver. Each small square represents one knot in the carpet. The harmony of colors is of extreme importance in carpet design, in a manner that even a single case of disharmony will become visible and disvalues the carpet.
After enjoying this video about the carpet design, let's watch the next video, which is about the dyeing. Thank you.
Various carpet dyes are prepared in dyeing workshops through purely traditional methods. Now, one master of carpet dyeing in Kashan is trying to dye the wool threads in copper color with the help of his apprentice. Copper is a main color in Kashan carpets. The master has himself learned the art of dyeing through traditional apprenticeship. Kashan dyers extract colors from natural sources, which guarantees both the beauty and the durability of the carpets. For instance, the master explains that this copper color is extracted from a wild root known as ronas. Chestnut crust, pomegranate skin, red pigments, etc. are among the materials used in dyeing, which in combination with other natural materials provide a wide range of colors for the viewers.
Okay, after going through this video about the design of the carpet, it's time to talk about the dyeing. So you could have seen that in the design process, the designers clarify or make it clear that how the knots must be created. So the design is based on the knots, and after that the carpet weavers follow the designs and making the knots based on what the designers advise them. So those little squares on the designs are for each knot. So that's another great thing. But when the design go to a carpet workshop, it's time to make the carpet. So for you making the carpet, what we need to have the wool with the proper dyes, the dyes that we need to use to create the whole carpet. Let me take you to my next slide, which is about a carpet workshop. So here you can see a carpet workshop. You can see a loom that I will talk about that later in the talk. Most of the time, the carpet weavers are women, but it's not always the case. You get men who do the carpet weaving as well. Right next to this place, you can see a dyeing pot and the guy who do the dyeing. And here you can see the wools. So here are the raw wools without any dye. And further up, you can see the dyed wools. So based on the design, the person who is responsible to make the dyes create the dyes, and he dyes the wools. Creating the dye is a really important thing, but also it's something that has lots of secrets. Usually people use the herbal things or some minerals or even some insects to create the dyes that they want, and also the lots of dyes that are the result of mixing up the different dyes. The interesting thing is lots of the dyes are specific to certain areas, but again, in Tabriz and Kashan, the people who are in the dyeing part of the job can be very creative and create lots of interesting dyes to match to the design of the designers. So after this, let me share the video about the dyeing, and after that, it will be the time to talk to you through the weaving. Okay, after having this video about the dyeing, it's time to talk you through the weaving procedure. So the weaving is always a start by setting up a loom. Let me share my screen to show you how a loom is. The first step to make a loom, to set up a loom, is to set up the frames. And after that, you need to get the strings right. So before making the knots, before weaving the wool into the carpets, we need to have two different set of the rows and columns of the strings. The vertical ones are warp strings, and the horizontal one are weft. Usually warp and weft are out of cotton. And after that, we need to make the knots and start weaving the carpet. Let me share this video with you, which is about the loom. And after that, I will talk you through how the knots are and how is the weaving is done. Great. After setting up the loom, it's time to start the weaving process. So I want to start this part with talking about the different knots that we have in a Persian carpet. Let me share my screen again to show you what are the two main knots that are being used in a Persian carpet. So here you can see the simple form of the knots. As you can see, the knots can be either asymmetric or they can be symmetric knots. These symmetric knots, the one in the right-hand side, are literally called Turkish knots. It is just a name. You can find people in Persian-speaking areas that do this as well. Also, these knots are very popular in Central Asia. These asymmetric knots are more popular in center of Iran or in the areas that people are speaking Persian. However, it is not rules inscribed in the rock. You can find different types of the knots in different parts of the country. Let me share my other screen with you to show how these knots are in combination. So if you start a carpet with Turkish knot, you need to finish it with the same style of the knots. You cannot change the whole system. Here you can see how the Turkish knots are in the left-hand side, how the knots get created by wools in between the warp and weft strings that, as I mentioned, they are out of cotton. And in the right-hand side, you can see the Persian knots. So to get these knots right, you need to do them one by one. So making a Persian carpet, like a hand-woven Persian carpet, it is quite a bit of work. Actually, if you want to weave a carpet like dimensions of 2 by 3 in only with average quality, you need to spend 4 months. And if you want to make it in a bit better quality, which means that the knots, the density must be more, so the knots must be smaller. It does take around 6 months. So if you want to do a carpet like 3 by 4 meters, it can take up to a year. So it's quite a bit of work, but that is where the quality comes from. After this introduction about different types of knots, I want to share another video, which is about the weaving. The very interesting thing in the weaving procedure is usually people don't weave on their own. Usually they are in a group. They work in a workshop together on weaving different carpets. And there is always a person who is supervising or leading the thing. So she or he, it's usually she, will sing through the design. So she's singing what is the next knot and what will be the color of that. And like singing, it makes the whole thing a bit fun. People will get bored much less. And also because carpet weaving is a rhythmic thing and singing is a rhythmic thing. So they are kind of resonate with each other. Let me share this video, and after that, we will continue our talk about Persian rugs.
بوده پیش میاد سینه سشکی فیروزه ایجا خوشاده تو ستانم بید مشکی هسته سشکی سورمه پیش رفت تو ستانم خودی شده سشکی سفید پیش رفته تو ستانم ترمه ای هسته لاکی بچینه تماشکی پیش رفت پنج تاشم هسته دوغی لاکی سشکی نفتاده.
In the middle of songs hummed in local dialect, in the weaving workshop, one can see both the transference of mastery and the sense of cooperation. These songs indicate the type of colors and number of knots, while on the other hand refresh the workers a little bit from hard labor.
I hope you have enjoyed this video about the weaving of a carpet. After taking you to the whole procedure, like usually after the weaving, the carpets will go for washing and doing the last step. It's like polishing or cutting the carpets. There are some post-preparation stages that are involved. And right after that, the carpet will be offered to the market. And now that we have talked through all the different stages of creating a carpet, I want to talk about Persian carpet. So around 60 to 70 years ago, during the Soviet time, in one of the ancient sites in the modern country of Tajikistan, in the tomb of an ancient local king from a nomadic tribe of Scythians, or as we call them in Iran, Sakas. An old carpet has been found. So in the beginning, people were thinking, they were knowing that this must be an ancient carpet. So what was seen in the tomb, that the tomb has been loomed, but the tomb has been looted. But the robbers, they left this carpet behind for some reason. We're not really sure, but that was our luck for sure. After doing the test on this carpet, it turned out that this carpet is from 2,500 years ago, which is really amazing because it shows that the carpet has been woven from those days, and it's not an easy job. This one, it's not a single weaving, it's quite a complex weaving that we can see. Another thing is the style of the design of the carpet. You can see the animals and you can see the symbolic forms. There are some of the main popular form of the designs. After that, Lashak and Turanj, that they are the reconstruction of the spring. And that shows that this style of the design is as ancient. Let me talk you through the symbols and what do they mean. So here you can see these horses on the corners, and you can see the similarity of what you can see on this horse with the inscriptions in Persepolis. Also, these symbols in the center. This is an old Armenian inscription. It's the king of Tishba, god Tishba. And you can see the form symbols on his cloth. We have these symbols in the center of the carpet. It's a great thing about that, how meaningful the carpet designs were and how they were in touch with the way people were thinking and believing about the life. There are also similarities between these carpets, which is in Tajikistan, and lots of the ancient symbols in Iranian Lorestan, which is kind of 3,000 kilometers away. Here you can see a new carpet that has been woven in the style of the ancient Persian. So if the carpet was new, it looks like that. And now I want to talk about the nomadic thing, but lots of people believe, and this old carpet can be an evidence for that, that the carpet is actually a nomadic art. So in the ancient times, lots of people in Central Asia, also Iran, used to be nomadic. And actually the roots of the modern Iranian came from the nomadic tribes in Central Asia. So, you know, the nomads, they have lots of sheep, and because they move from time to time, they live in the tent, so they need to weave the tent. So that's something that they can learn pretty quick, but also they need something that can cover the ground to protect them against the humid and against the cold weather. And you know, wool is a perfect insulation for both moisture and for the cold weather. And it must be something that they can carry with themselves easily. So this is where we think the art of carpet came from. Talking of the nomadic people, it's time to share about the nomadic carpet. So if you go to a nomadic tribe, you find that the carpets are being woven in a different way. So first, the looms are smaller and the looms are horizontal. They are not vertical. Secondly, there is no pre-design, so it's a spontaneous design. So the carpet weaver follow his or her inspiration or the time that he or she was weaving the carpet. Let's say if they have woven that carpet or gape in a spring, you might get to see lots of flowers in the carpet, or if it would be like a chicken playing around the person while weaving, they might weave that chicken in the carpet as well. Let me share the last video, which is about nomadic carpet or gape, and after that, it's the time for the last section of this talk.
دو تا بند داریم پایین رو نگاه اینطوری میکنیم بند اینطوری دوباری بعد اینطوری این بز به خاطر اینکه مثلا دوست داره از حیوان خیلی خوشم میاد. این رنگم به خاطر رنگ آسمون علاقه زیادی به آسمون دارم به خاطر همین رنگ انتخاب کردم برای همش تو این قالیا تو این گبه ها در میاریم. پس میشه گفت که توی این قالیا زندگی حشایر نشون میده. این حشایر که چطوره زندگی میکنن.
I hope you have enjoyed this last video about the nomadic carpet. I need to add that most of these gabbes or nomadic carpet are from the southern Iran, from the province of Fars. The very interesting thing is usually the urban carpets, the carpets with the more complex design, they consider as a higher quality within Iranian market as it is a much harder thing to create and produce. However, in international market, usually the international people, they like the simpler designs. So in the recent years, the gabbes or nomadic carpets became very popular, first because they are not as big, and secondly because they are more favorite in terms of the design, in terms of the taste of the customer. Let me share the biggest market in the world with you at this stage. Here is Sheikh Zayed Mosque in United Arab Emirates. And what we can see here is the biggest carpet of the world. So this carpet is from Khorasan, the northeastern part of the country. And you can easily see the specific color of Khorasan, this kind of green. They've got their own types of red as well, and the type of the flowers that they're using in their designs. So this carpet is around 48 tons, and 1,200 people were busy weaving this carpet for a year and a half. It's around 133 meters length and 48 meters width. So it's the longest carpet in the world. I talked about Kashan. Most of the content today was about Kashan. Another great places to get really good carpets are Nain, Qom, and Tabriz. It's not only them. You can get really amazing designs all around the country. In Tabriz and Nain, also Qom, the silk is also popular. So you get the carpets that are out of silk, or they are the mixture of silk and wool. As I mentioned, Tabriz is another place with the very innovative and capable designers. The most expensive carpets are usually either from Tabriz or Nain. However, one of the differences is in Nain, the design and the colors are very calming. They're really good on the eyes, and it's kind of relaxing. Whereas in Tabriz, you get more vivid, brighter colors. Usually the audiences, they like the vivid colors of Tabriz much better, but if you have a Nain carpet in your house, it's so good on the eyes that you don't get tired of the really nice and gentle design of Nain carpet. Apart from that, we've got really good carpets in Kerman, Khorasan, Hamadan, and lots of other parts of the country. Lots of the specialty in that you get certain techniques and styles in a part of the country that does not exist in any other parts. So to talk about the different types of Persian carpets, you can talk for hours and hours. I think that was enough for hour. I hope you enjoyed this live. This video will be recorded on YouTube. If you're watching this video, if you have any questions, please comment on the video, YouTube. And if you have any specific question about carpet or any other aspects that you want me to talk about, please message it to me and I will create some lives about that. Thank you so much and have a great time.